I'm going to show you how to install the Zodiac MX6 or MX8 in your swimming pool. It comes with a really small quick start guide in the box. You can download the PDF manual if you want to read further, but I'll go through all the steps here in this video. Okay, a few things before you install the cleaner. Make sure your filter is clean, everything is running well in your pool. Okay, the return jets could give the cleaner some problems. You want them pointing downwards in your pool if you have eyeball type return jets like this, or pointing towards each other. You don't want them pointing out towards the middle of the pool. That could push the hoses, cause the cleaner not to move in your pool completely. And like I mentioned in the review video, the MX6 comes with a total of 10 hoses versus the MX8 that comes with a total of 12 1-meter hoses. And the cleaner comes with the parts you're going to need to install into your skimmer here. It's got the skimmer insert, the flow keeper, and the elbow here. It's also got this for the side port. I'll go over alternate side port installations that I prefer over the factory installation. Basically, the flow keeper valve self-regulates by opening up by itself with the right water pressure in your pool. You can either raise it, you can raise this up here. If you want to lower the suction, you can bring it down here. Here by this spring is labeled 1, 2, and 3 also, so you get the idea of how much flow you want. You want to take out any flow diverter that's in your pool. If you have a 2-hole skimmer, you want to insert this plug into the back skimmer hole here. And you want to insert that all the way in there. There's actually already one in there from a previous cleaner. Take the Zodiac flow keeper valve. There's actually an arrow on it right here, pointing down. That's the part that goes into the skimmer hole. So it should go in something like this with the arrow pointing down. You just jam it into the rubber piece here. Okay, once that's inserted, we're going to go ahead and measure the hoses and make sure we have the right hose length for this pool. Zodiac's locking hoses. I'm not a big fan of them, but I think that's what they're going to use for all their cleaners. You kind of put them together, and you kind of just twist them like that, and they lock together. Unlock them very easily like that. So basically you just want to take the hose where you're going to attach it to your pool. This one's going in the skimmer. Drag it to the furthest point of your pool and go over one lead hose like this here. This one actually is off the cliff here. The proper hose length of the cleaner, you want one hose sticking out of the pool. Let's go ahead and take this off here. Just take this part, flow regulator, and you just clip it on it like that. It's on there good. And we'll take the lead hose with this orange tape, peel the tape off, and you want to also twist it on here like the other locking hoses, and that locks in place. The lead hose is important because it has this float here. You want to get all the air out of the hose. There's 2 ways of doing this. I like just feeding it in the pool. I'll show you my method. You can also put it by a return jet and turn the pool on, but this one here is effective also. I'm going to drop the cleaner in the pool. We're just going to feed the hose in. So you just continue to feed the hose in until you have all of them in there. You have all the air out. You can hear the air coming out of the last hose here. Get to the last section, you should see all the air come out of it. There's fully submerged. Okay, for the skimmer setup, you're going to need this white elbow here. So you want to stick it in here. I'll take it over into the skimmer here underneath. It hooks on to the Zodiac flow keeper valve like this. And that's the skimmer installation right there. Okay, let me turn it on and we'll check the wheel revolutions here to see if we got the right flow. To get the MX6 set at the right speed, we're going to measure this yellow dot right here. It's going to go around 10 times. We're going to count how many seconds it takes for it to go around 10 times here. Okay, so I got the pool started, I got the MX6 here, and I got that yellow marker here, and that's what we're going to time the revolutions here. If you're doing this test with the MX8, you want to make sure you wait till one of the sides reverses, and then you want to go ahead and start counting the amount of time it goes around. Right now it's stopped. It's going to reverse itself. And once it finishes the reverse cycle, you want to go ahead and start counting. Now it's moving forward again. It's also important to have the main drains off in your pool to give your MX6 the correct suction sometimes. I also recommend you use a canister whenever you hooked up a cleaner to your pool. So I'll show you how to hook up the MX8 to a canister here. This one here is the Hayward canister. I have a video that goes into more detail here, but basically you have the Zodiac connector that has the locking hose and a regular hose on one end, or the Hayward hose connector right here. So basically the Zodiac one fits into the front of the canister like this here. The same with the Hayward hose connector. Goes something like that. You would simply attach the locking hose to the front of that, and then you would use a regular universal hose from the canister here into the wall here. The Hayward device, you'll just stick that there, and then the hose will actually slide right into it like that. You're also going to need a side port locking device like this here. You can also hook it up without a canister with this adapter that Zodiac includes in it. You would just take this part and put it in the wall vacuum lock area. So it looks something like this. The only problem with this is that it tends to pop out of the pool. I'll show you why right now. You see here's the locking device that goes in your side port of your wall. There's actually a little adapter on most of them that hooks onto the hose. But since this one doesn't have it, it just slides in there and it tends to pop out. If you're using the pool, or even with any air gets in there, it'll pop right out of the wall. And if you're not going to use a canister to hook up your cleaner to your side port, you can use the adapter here in the side port itself. That way it locks onto the regular hose. And that's why I prefer the universal hose. You see how it fits in there and how this top part of the locking device actually fits in the rigid of the hose. That'll keep it in the wall even if you're using the pool, or if air gets in the line, it won't pop out of the side port. So my recommendation is a universal hose here into the wall locking part that hooks onto the hose. Use one of these adapters in front of the canister, and that's how you can hook up your MX6 or MX8 to your side port of your pool. A pool with a side port, you would simply adjust the suction here to increase it or decrease it depending on which way it's set up for. That's how you adjust the suction on the side port. So that's a quick look at installing the MX6 in your swimming pool.